So I want you to be aware of your breathing. The in and out breathing is extremely important. So do that consciously in the polarization process and in all the rest of the exercises we will do together here. Okay.
Did you say white and blue or red and blue? Circle.
Red
Red.
for the female side and blue for the male side. All right. And the polarization is good. You find?
So you first visualize that the blue and the red.
Yes, yes. You would see that they turn pretty much the same speed.
Yeah.
In some cases they don't. If they don't, that's when you try to speed up one side. You have the conscious, you're the master of your body or your energy field. That is the idea. And in the middle, you will see, once it really, the polarization happens, you will have a pop and it will start to turn a bit quicker even. Michael's one is good too. Okay. I come just help over here a bit, if I may. Yeah, that's interesting. When all the polarizations are done, the energy I get here is different all of a sudden. So we have the energy fields what enlarge consciously with this and controlled. We will see in the second part, which is a bit more advanced, how this makes your life a lot easier as going the hermetic way and not having these tools. But being able to control it yourself helps to make this more powerful. So what I want to do now is just that we try to purify ourselves a bit. That means we consciously let a lot of energy in these cylinders, which is the female side, which is anyway your receptive side always energetically. And this way we place it that the plus cylinder goes out and we visualize how this energy flows up, let's call it space, wherever you like, but just away from us and that it helps the way. All right. And you decide when you think you feel pure. What?
We got that kind of time, man.
Can you feel the flow? Try to feel it if you are able to. Because in this position you should be pretty much able to feel it. You can also try to turn in different directions and you will see that you are differently receptive. Mostly the most receptive is when you find the north, and when you turn the direction you will pretty much even be able to be a compass to the north, or just as an experiment.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And that is because the magnetic flow is pretty strong and makes you more sensitive to this kind of thing.
This way I want to go more forward.
Sorry?
This way I want to go more forward. There, this leg felt like more like jelly.
Yes. So that is just how to show that astrology and all of these forces, they are far bigger than us. Mm-hmm. So we cannot work against them, so we should work with them. So what is important also working with the wands is that you don't need to just sit still. If you feel like pumping up and moving, That's always helpful. If you don't feel the flow in your hands in exercise, which is always useful, is just this one. Because you will make the fields vibrate, and you will feel vibration probably in your palm, depending how sensitive you are. It's just the poles intersecting. It's a bit like electric and magnetic fields. You could even put two permanent magnets in to amplify this effect, just to make yourself more sensitive, just to feeling in your palms. So that is an exercise what you can repeat actually, and really, also if you work directly with your palms for the healers, it's a pretty interesting one to control that energy flow. Because a lot of it, I think as a healer we know it, we have good days, we have bad days, but we can eliminate the bad days by having more knowledge and working with the energies more consciously, because it's something we can train, and that is the important thing. So in hermetics, the left side is the magnetic fluid, and the right side is the electric fluid, the male, female, implosion, explosion, many names. So what is important about the magnetic aspect is the connection to up, while the electric one, funny enough, is the one to down. So if you want to levitate, you would try to get more magnetic fluid in you and try to hold the electric fluid down.
How do you do that?
So basically, this cylinder you pump in, and this one you try to not pump it out. But if you work with the life energies and you pump yourself, as we will see in the second part, you should not leave this strong tension of life energy in yourself too long. So the cylinder naturally release and put it in. But if you do it without the cylinders and you control it more, what you will see with the swords, then you will need to release it, because it will attack your nervous system if the tension is too strong. Because the tension is then too much electricity and too much magnetism. So this is basically a tool for the other to not go wrong if you want to. So what I want to do now is just a meditation, which is basically ZepTepi, which is this old Egyptian alchemy vortex meditation. So we will just work in vortexes. So we will first connect to the inner sun of the planet, Earth's core, however you like to call it, and the other side goes to our sun in the sky, what we can see today. So this is just to make all the aspects working, I mean activating the feet and the hands. And this is always a good one when you start working to do the connection. So call it grounding, but I want us to have a conscious vortex going on and imagining. So the vortex will be dense in the middle in your center, and it goes down, we call it in red vortex, because that's the female one, is the connection to the earth. Yeah? And the blue one goes up to our sun. Our sun is then, in that sense, the female, and that's why male energy connects. To simplify this, so everybody for himself, as I said, build this up and feel this vortex up and down, so we can make sure we have the best possible flow before we do any other exercises. Alright?
So down first?
You can do both at the same time or one after the other.
Okay.
How you feel. So what I can feel is just saying, usually when I do this meditation, is normally you can feel the feet, so it's like a little tingling, and in the head it's also a little tingling, if you're sensitive enough to feel this. But otherwise it's a pretty levitating state, which is kind of nice. If you have these two vortexes between the two suns going, what you should try to do is to speed the flow up, if you can visualize that. In that sense, it gets stronger, the connection, and if you reach the right speed, it should last and hold for a while. And don't forget the conscious breathing in all of this. Alright. After we have this connection, we try to go to the real connection, which is not the two suns, but the source of the galaxy, black hole, however you call it, many names. We try to do a conscious connection to this over vortex, which has male, female in, so we use our middle latex tube, our chakras, amplify this and go straight into the center. We can see if we get some messages or we can ask for something, which is important if you work with the source or whatever. You need to be precise. That sounds now strange, but there are many requests going in there every second, and you need to say where you are and who you are. The name you use is important. Magic is also words, and that's what creates this reality, is vibration. So it is not like a prayer or something. This is a serious request, and that's the way you approach it. So if you have a request, you can, after you have this connection, you will see something will happen. It doesn't mean that everything gets answered, and sometimes you can be happy that not every wish gets fulfilled, because sometimes we don't know what we wish for. Alright, so as I said, in the middle vortex, to activate this one is just the same as we did all the time, the flow, but we consciously focus in the middle this time, not on the right or the left, but we try to feel the center enlarging, going up into this center. So it doesn't need to take time to go there. Nothing is quicker than the thought in this universe, galaxy, and that the connection can be instant, but try to feel the source and what it is and go in that state before you try to do any form of communication or feeling. So let's try that together. I think we can help each other to reach that better. So this is the important part, is that we have this vortex mechanic. This vortex mechanic is just to get this vortex at a certain speed, it will be simultaneous. Otherwise you have to work all the time on sending energy instead of doing what you are supposed to do. So it's important to think in these mechanics. That are the mechanics, if you need to visualize and you still work like that, it's the easiest mechanic, and it's the mechanic what works the best in my experience compared to ways of light or anything like that. We don't talk against light, but if we work universal and with the galaxy, light is a pretty bad thing. It takes too long, it's too slow, and space is pretty dark. So background of space is violet, so the vortex integrates into that, and it's just holding your thoughts. That's an important thing. So what is important with the first exercise, I'm not sure if we will feel it or if we can feel it it's individually how it happens. So the basic idea is that we have one person standing in the middle, one to the left and one to the right. So the person to the right will hold a wand in his left hand, and the person to the right will hold this wand in his right hand and lay the shoulder in the one on the middle. Mm-hmm. The idea is that the energy flows from the left to the right, obviously, so the person in the middle is just a conductor. So it's just to see how the energy flow and how it's possible to work with one pair of wands with three people. Because you can actually do the polarization process in this way. It's a bit more complicated, but I would say it's an interesting experiment. Code is good, it keeps the energies flowing better. Hey, comfort is not the best thing. And you will see, if you are able to load enough of the fireman element in you, you can heat yourself up just with your mind. It works. And you can
Change the frequency, yeah, and raise it up.
Yeah, that works. Thank you for joining us. So can you look this way? So no, just okay, that's fine. Michael, can you come to the right side and can you take your left side? So okay, you hold the cylinder in this hand, and you hold it in this hand. So you place on her. Okay. So particularly for this exercise, I want you to imagine how the energy flows into you through this cylinder, and you release it into ME, and you take it in and you try to boost this out. And we will do the same, the three of us here, okay?
Just keep the flow going.
All right. It will be interesting to see what you guys feel, but you can switch later also if somebody else wants to try it. So we don't tell them, we take the strong ones. All right, you get this one on your left hand.
Okay.
So you're on this side, the left, sorry. His left. Okay.
The other left.
Yeah, right. All right.
Good.
You know, what does the person in the middle do? Just feel the energy?
Well, you will allow the flow and see what you feel. It should be pretty interesting. All right.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
It's like a little wave. You're good at anything.
No, I want to make sure that the people in the middle are okay. Because I could feel pretty strong energy flow. I didn't know because I was concentrated on this side.
What was yours?
I don't know. I can feel it. I can just feel it flow through.
Okay.
It wasn't long enough to feel. That was a wave or something.
Can you? Sorry. Can you guys switch the side once? The marker goes to the left, please. Just for a try, because I think that should work better that way. So you take it in, you know what I mean, and then push it out. Because I found on the push out side, it's a lot to push out. It's funny enough. That's why I said also the balance, and I found a lot. It was pretty interesting. So we can do it again this way, or you want to switch side and try the other side.
Yeah, let's.
He wants to be in the middle, I know.
Well, she wants to do it in the middle too.
Oh, you can do the middle one more time.
Okay.
All right.
That's great. That's I'm afraid.
Okay. Everybody's feeling okay? Okay. You felt more this time?
Like excess coming on my hands, like this time, not last time, but this time it's like a cat would so I don't know.
I would say we switch. Whoever wants to be in the middle.
I feel kind of floaty at that time. I feel like coming through, going through. I feel kind of like floaty a little bit. Like last time too, I felt kind of floaty. Like
it's more times that you have two people consciously working as you working alone.
yeah, because I grip my, I had fun at when I grip my hands like this. You know, I more grip, more conduction.
Yeah.
First I open hand.
That's how I can
Yes,
Close my fist and you know increase my breathing.
Yes, the breathing is an important part in the energy flow. So that's why. So you felt a bit also pushed in the
as soon as I did it, my body went.
Yeah, that's what I was before. That's why I wasn't sure how the other side felt. So the one who takes out is actually the one who has the hardest working part. Yeah, that's what I discovered. Could you feel something? No? Okay. Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. We don't feel it. Because, huh?
I did on the other side.
On the other side? Oh,
I
I
felt the
see.
energy flowing through me,
Yes, but not
To
the
her.
out part.
but nothing on the out part.
Okay. Maybe you want to be in the middle now. See what you feel in the middle.
Sure.
Lucky.
Who wants to be? Okay.
So it's a breath. You want to do this slow, just tuck that out. What do you think?
Well, the main word should be conscious.
Oh, conscious.
Conscious. That
Okay.
means that you breathe in the life energy and you breathe out. You try to be denser, because as denser you get, as better the flow through you is and as more you benefit of this. Right? Okay?
So I'm flowing out, right? Out.
Yes, yes. You will be able to hold yourself. I try to not push too hard. Alright. Okay.
Wow, I could make it.
You know anything?
Yeah,
Like
that's how I
I
felt like.
felt like you pushed me.
That's how I felt.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, then I felt like my body was like this. I'm like, oh, how can I straighten it?
I felt
Can
like
you do
that.
that? I really don't want to do that or anything. Can
Yeah, it
you?
felt like I was just like.
Yeah, it's
So it's interesting.
essentially what happens is that your flow is far quicker than it usually
You felt
is.
the energy going
But
in.
it helps also to get out a
But
little.
it's harder to feel
It's
coming
like
out.
flush.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Do you guys get to switch or?
I can go once in the middle. I didn't try this one. Who was left, right?
Want middle?
I'll
This
go
What
is-
about the hours?
I'll go
Okay,
on this side.
see what you think now.
Incoming.
Okay. Ready? Okay. Alright. Being in the middle is also really interesting, I find, I have to say. So,
I found that when I didn't lay it so hard, so I lifted it up a little bit, and I mean, I'm still touching, but the flow was much better coming out. I could get it.
okay.
Yeah.
That's how I felt too.
Okay.
My feet were-
Yeah, because I was trying to like, okay, I'm not feeling it at all, so I just lifted up a little bit, and that's what I do in healing sometimes, but it seems like I get it better, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird you just said that, because when he did the exact same thing to me. When he was had his hand on you, but you lifted it just a little bit, I could feel it stronger.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was in my head.
No, there's a perfect point
Yeah,
to all
muscle
of this.
tones.
That's
It's
like,
interesting.
Where I had it.
Oh, yeah.
So I really felt like I
I could feel
here.
it.
Is that normal?
there's a lot of it coming out, so I try to not push and flow too hard. What I tried in the middle is mainly to balance both, because we have a lot of different people on different levels, so the flow is for some person quicker than the other. So if you're the conduit in the middle, it's important to try to balance. That's what you described before too. But it's just energetically to keep your chakra system straight.
Okay.
Because you will be pushed from this side, from the left side, will push mainly your upper chakras again, because that is the disconnection, and this side will go to your lower chakra. So you will be literally twisted if you are not able to balance the middle.
Okay.
Okay, that is just to simplify the exercise. So what I want to do for next is an exercise where we all work together. So that means basically we will reproduce the energy system. Yeah, thank you. So we have, well, let me see, we have 6. So we have 2 people in the middle and 4 around. Who likes to be in the middle? Everybody will have, everybody can take its wands back. Everybody will have a wand in this exercise. So, yeah. So the 2 in the middle, what I want is that you stand back to each other. So one facing this direction and the other one facing that direction.
Does it matter who it is?
No, we
Okay.
replace the other people around that it matches. Okay, so you please the other way. Okay, I want you please hand me over here. Okay. Alright, I would just first explain, so here we have our map circle, that counts for the outer circle first, what I explained, right? You will do with me the mile circle, that means the energies, what you will project and what both sides will project is a vortex in the middle. We will project this mile vortex, so the energy will actually go like this and then behind her, right? For you guys, the same, the female vortex in here. So you imagine like a red vortex coming up here, you both, yeah? And we will do the male vortex in the female vortex. So for you guys in the middle, it's the same flow. You just represent the male flow just straight, your vortex connection inner sun, and you the same for the female part. Inner sun on the earth, let's call it the sun in the sky.
Okay, let me ask again, because I'm not really sure. So I'm envisioning going up through the middle of those two.
You just imagine a vortex coming out in between them, the female vortex.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Nothing from me.
Six.
Just
Okay.
them, okay.
Is everybody clear on the exercise? Okay, great. All right. How you feel? How you felt?
I felt a little skinny, like great.
Uh-huh. I found a pretty strong flow. Yeah.
Where?
Got it, not like ground swirl.
So if you create a vortex like this in this manner, it will pretty much stay unless you consciously destroy it. So that is self-holding, and that is like activating energy grids and connecting. Of course, we take it away if you don't want it in your plate.
You can leave it right there, that's great.
I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the energy.
So,
War.
usually for such a ritual, which is already a more complex ritual, you would pretty much align everything with the directions and see astrologically when it's favorable and all of these things. But this is things what have been done to activate grids or make places more desirable for our kind of reasons. So that is for the practical group exercises what we can do for now. So the second part, I like to do a little break for people. The second part is more about being able to load yourself up more with live energy, but also to understand how to unload it, because it's not good to be loaded all the time at your fullest. It's good to do exercises to enlarge your energy field, but that doesn't mean you need to run around as a transistor all the time. It's good to be sometimes too. All right. Okay. Then a little break, and whoever likes to have more water.